Is it okay if I ask some questions that were in the chat?
Sure.
Yeah. Dalibor, he asked, and I think this one is for Bruno. We have few customers interested in drone cleaning products, but not sure if they are aware of all the regulations in the EU. Is there some checklist they could use, or is it every country for itself? Does Chemitek plan to release such a paper, perhaps?
First, it's each country for itself. That's the reality. Even though they may be in the European Union, each country will have its own legislation. It can be an interesting exercise to do, to try to do a summary of the legislation within the EU. But we will never be sure that if we covered everything. To be sure that we covered everything, you will need lawyers and consulting companies and all that to be sure. But it can be an interesting
guideline, but always check with your authorities. Always.
Yeah. But it can be an interesting exercise, and we'll take note for sure. We like doing that type of stuff for our blog, for example. We did it for the German Water Protection Act, for example, which is one of the strictest in Europe. And actually, it appears on the safety data sheets in German. It's part of the model of the safety data sheet in German. So we have that, and it can be interesting to do it for other countries for sure. But don't trust us. Do your own research. Talk with local authorities. We will not be liable for any fines that you may incur.
I think Samir left.
Yeah.
Too bad, because we had a question for him. What PSI setting, and this one is from Piro, what PSI setting do you guys keep typically when...
Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was walking. I was walking, and my camera doesn't seem to want to work right now.
All right.
So what was the question?
What's the PSI setting for drone cleaning when you clean windows?
Okay, so that's soft washing, right? So typically soft washing, we're going to be in that 300 PSI range. You know, definitely no more than 600 PSI. But typically soft washing is done under somewhere around 300 PSI.
And the rinsing?
Same. Now, if it's a big new commercial building, I'll hit it with 2000 PSI. But remember, I'm not close. If you look at my videos with the MoFlow and my Apelix, I'm a good 15, 20 feet off that building. I'm not getting within even 10 feet of the building. So I stay pretty far back.
So you prefer more water flow and less pressure?
Yes, because I'm usually like, my pressure is 8 gallons a minute, which is what, like, I don't know, 40 liters, I don't know. And then
32.
There you go. And then my MoFlow, which is a soft wash system, can go up to like 14 gallons a minute. So with rinsing and washing, especially with flat work, like when you're pressure washing, high water flow is your friend. The more gallons you can throw at it, the better it's going to be for rinsing, because it's going to reduce your rinse time. So we're typically between 8 and 10 gallons a minute on whatever machine we're at, and 300 PSI on the low side. And my drone is rated to up to about 4,000 PSI. But remember, like you were saying earlier, it's not like with a turbo nozzle where you're 2 inches away from the 2 inches away, right? So
yeah. Keep the turbo nozzle for the walkways and your patios.
Yeah. Because like typically when I soft wash windows on a house, I don't remove the screens, and I'm not damaging the screens. So
Arthur has a question for me and Samir regarding equipment. What avoidance or safety protocols do you apply to avoid collisions with buildings and solar?
Well, my drone doesn't have any avoidance collisions, so it's my eyes and my visual observer is the big help. Is you have to have a visual observer that is keeping an eye on your drone and safety and distance from the building. Sometimes when you're working at height, you think you're hitting the building and you're not hitting it at all. You're just spraying whatever you're spraying everywhere. So you need a visual observer to help you. The newer drones have collision avoidance, so that helps. You know that you're not going to run into the building. My drone is one of the first series Apelix, so if I keep pushing forward, I'm going to run right into the building.
My C10 does have a radar in the front, so I can actually tell when I'm at 5 feet from a wall. I lock that distance, and then you can't push the drone more to the wall. So
yeah, exactly, and that's what the newer models of all the drones have. It's kind of funny when I went to Florida to look at the new drones. It was kind of like I was looking at the new Ferrari, and I had a 1972 Chevy or something. It was like I was like, oh man, I have a classic car now compared to the new ones.
Right.
But also to finish your question, it's also part of your flight plan is to make sure you know all obstacles, weather conditions, and wind changes. You know how if you're in between a bunch of urban buildings, wind can act really strange around corners, and you have to be aware of that.
Oh, yeah. Just above a roof, next to a corner. But this is typically the kind of stuff or the basic safety things that they'll teach you during your drone pilot license, although that's in Europe the case. If you go for our specific license, this is the type of stuff that we really need to learn.
Yeah, I will say the Power Washers of North America, I'm a part of that association, and they do have online classes for drone safety if anyone's interested. And even though it's for the US, there's a lot of good information there. And I've had people who are out of the US done that training and told me that that training did more for them than the training they did in China or some other country.
Yeah.
So just know that.
Yeah, I know one of the board members from pressure washing association. I'll have a chat with him, see what we can do for the network as well.
Yeah, awesome. All right, guys. Well,
yeah.
All right.
Hey, if you need to go, you need to go.
Yeah, guys, I got to take off. It was great talking to everyone. Please, if you don't follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, find me. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Bruno, for having me. I really appreciate you guys having me for this this awesome webinar. I learned a lot of stuff today.
Thank you so much
for being with us.
We'll see you in your LinkedIn profile here.
Hey, I love Porto, man. We were there last year, so I'm already planning a trip to come see Kim. So we'll have to hook up next year.
For sure.
We'll do.
For sure.
We'll do.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
Kim loves Porto too.
There you go. No, I love Porto. All right, guys. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye, Samir. Yeah, just rounding it up. I do have a few more questions. Dalibor, in Europe, is it necessary to collect bleach cleaning solutions so it does not end up in the sewer or the environment?
That you need to validate that with your local authorities for sure. In Germany, it even changes from region to region. For example.
Depends on the product, depends on the region, depends on the country, depends on the continent. So it's. I can only speak for my own country, of course. Belgium. If we use harsh chemicals, we need to get approval from the Health and Safety Ministry, I guess it is, and then we have another one called Phyto, but that's more for agriculture. We need to get approval. you need to get approval to spray and to clean, and you need to get approval for certain products. And if you need to collect the runoff, that depends on the region you're in.
Mm-hmm.
Like James said, in Germany for sure. Yeah, I know Germany is quite strict on that. It's not only with drone cleaning, by the way, it's with all types of
any type of cleaning, even windows if needed.
Dalibor, so your business is also registered for waste removal. How does it work? You use some spill barriers, etc. You collect it. Wait, James has a good answer. Yes, in Germany they have spill barriers which collect the chemicals, water. It is then pumped into tanks to be treated. So they have some disposal centers, I assume.
Yeah, they even have specific gutters for that wastewater. There's a whole system in place in Germany for that.
Right. We don't have that in Belgium, so yeah, I think Holland, the Netherlands is catching up as well. I know they've been quite strict on the use of bleach in the Netherlands, where we call it natrium hypochlorite. So it's not easily available anymore as it used to be.
Really?
In the Netherlands.
Okay.
Not for cleaning purposes. No. Simon, solar cleaning. Questions for Germany. How durable is the cleaning effect under typical German environmental conditions? What level of environmental compatibility is required, considering Germany's strict ecological regulations? What is the required exposure or reaction time for the cleaning products used? And what are the most common contaminations on solar collectors? If we're talking about Chemitek solar range, the reaction time of most of the products is almost instantly.
Yeah.
Except the LRA.
Yeah, like a removal agent needs time. The paint removal agent needs time. But the cement removal agent, you'll see immediately the reaction. On most metal oxides, there is also a reaction that you can see, and you can immediately start to see the product lifting the contamination. The Solar Rush Protect, it's a pH neutral product, so what makes it work is the brushing. Leaving it on the surface actually doesn't do anything. So it's the brushing action that activates the product. And that's about it. Then we have the coatings, but the coatings are to be used as if you were cleaning with water. So,
Simon, if you want to learn more about this stuff, we have the Solar Cleaners Network for that. It's a big community with almost 7,000 members now. So, and this is the type of stuff that we help you with video courses, with instructions, documentation, everything you need. So the only thing you need to do is go to www.solarcleanersnetwork.com. And then you can join the Facebook group, school community, the LinkedIn. This is what we do together with Chemitek and help you with any type of soiling and contamination on solar and how to safely remove that. Do we have something else? Question for Bruno. Which product is recommended for aluminum facade panels? Bleach and some other chemicals cause streaking and dulling.
It depends. It depends on what you are facing. Same as we spoke with Samir. If you have oxidation on the aluminum that you want to remove, then it's the inorganic surface cleaning agent. If it's normal ambient pollution, bird droppings, carbon deposits, then you can go with the organic cleaning agent. So if it's an older facade, aluminum facade, probably it has oxidation already. So you are better off with the inorganic. If it's a newer one and you just want to remove normal stuff, the organic is your go-to product. In the end, they are on the cost side, they are very similar. So just choose whatever makes more sense to the problem that you are facing.
If you're doubting on some on the use of some products, you can always join the network on Facebook or LinkedIn, Drone Cleaning Network, or send me an email via Drone Cleaning Supply, where we supply the drones and the Chemitek range. More than happy to send you all the info that you need.
Yeah. I placed all the LinkedIn profiles here just to make it easier for everyone to reach out. For me, it's much easier through LinkedIn than through my personal profile on Facebook. I'm not much on Messenger, but LinkedIn, I'm there daily. So, or just go to the network and place your question, and you'll get help for sure.
I'll post a link in the chat again. There we go. Ramon Lopez, do you have a preferred drone brand for wind turbine cleaning, considering the cleaning requirements and the challenging wind conditions typically found on site? Well, wind turbines you won't be able to do with your standard cleaning drone because of the height, the weight of the hose, the weight of the water. On the European standard scenario 01 VLOS, so visual line of sight, you're only allowed to fly 50 meters high with a tethered UAV. So now you're looking at the heavyweight class drones. Another thing that you need to be aware of is flight time. The C10 is one of the best drones I have flown to date. But if you need to go up to 120, 150 meters, or even more these days, because some wind turbines are 180 meters, 200 meters high, your flight time becomes important as well. So you need a drone that's capable of lifting all that and then still be able to have at least 10, 15 minutes of cleaning time when you're up there. Now we're in a very niche category. There are Chinese drones that can do that. Just know that you need a PDRA or a SORA approval. And especially with the big wind turbines, you're definitely gonna need SORA approval anyway, because of the height. And now you're in restricted airspace as soon as you come above 120 meters high anyway. So there is a brand in France that might be able to do that or can do that. That's the Hercules from Drone Vault. And from the European manufacturers, I think that's the only one.
So yeah, that's probably it.
That's the only one. I'm in negotiation with a few Chinese manufacturers that have both a drone that's capable of going up there with batteries, but also with a tethered power line to the drone. We're just looking into it because this will require SORA approvals. And like I mentioned before, SORA is one, expensive, very time consuming. So I have to probably go clean our national airport. And there I need a SORA approval as well. And again, that's 1.5 years, 2 years time to get that approval. So, and there's no way to speed that up. So Hope that answers your question, Ramon. Bruno, the cleaning agent. Oh, we already had that covered. Greg, what chemical injector do you guys use on your C10? It's a single or a dual chemical injector. The problem with chemical injectors, most chemical injectors only go to 5, 6, maybe 7%. And for most products, that's not enough. We're looking into a double chemical injector now in series. It's from RM Suttner, but it's not a straightforward thing. I mean, it depends on your pressure washer, it depends on your hose, it depends on the thickness of your hose, the length of your hose, your gallons or liters a minute. The orifice inside those chemical injectors need to be adjusted according to all the previous that I mentioned. It's not a, this is a chemical injector and it will work on your system or your drone. It's 99.99% of the time it's customized to your system, or you buy a plug and play system like the one from Drone Cleaning Supply, where everything's already mounted on the skid. Water, hose reels, chemical injector, heating system, pressure washer. I'll put the link in the chat. So yeah, it's a combination of the chemical injector and then the foaming nozzle. It's not that you have a chemical injector that you can create foam. You have a special nozzle that pushes air through and that creates the foam. So you won't be able to create a foaming effect with just the classic green, red, white, yellow, blue tips that you put into these ones. So that's not how it works.
Yeah, if you want to make thick foam like we saw on the glass surfaces on the videos, without the foaming nozzle, it's impossible.
Yeah. I've seen some guys use the same stuff that you use, a foam cannon, like the guys that do car washing, etc. I've seen some guys using that on a drone. In my case, I can't do that because the container will reach.
Will mess up with.
Will actually, when you land, that container is in the way, so we don't have that much clearance.
True. Yeah, I don't have the clearance. Yeah, and it will mess with your center of gravity and all that. So having an injector before the drone is it's probably the best option.
Everything I just explained is for high pressure chemical injection and foaming with high pressure. The stuff that Samir talked about is a soft wash system, and that's totally different from what we use here with the chemical
injection. It's usually a 40 liter per minute, 20 bar maximum pressure. It's designed to throw bleach into the surface without much care, so to speak. You want to cover the entire surface with a bleach mix, with a surfactant to help with the dwell time, and then rinse with as much water as you can. And that's why they are focused on 40 liters per minute, like a typical pressure washing system. It's half that, or maybe even less than that. But have in mind also that low pressure means a higher weight on the drone from the hose, because you have a thicker water column to get to the drone. So your operational limits will be different. Also, the height will not be the same. You will not clean wind turbines with soft wash. That's guaranteed. You will use it with as much pressure as you can, because you want to have as little water as possible on the hose.
Also, one of the most important things of your setup is your hose. So we cannot use traditional high pressure hoses that weigh a ton. The goal is to have a strong hose that is chemically resistant, is heat resistant, pressure resistant for the least amount of weight. The more your hose weighs per meter or per foot, or however you call it in the US, the lower your flight ceiling will become, that your drone will be capable of going up. No industry secret that this manufacturer has a hose, that manufacturer has a hose that weighs less. In the US, they use a lot of these Flexzilla hoses. We don't have them here. At least I haven't been able to find them. But our standard hoses are all from Suttner. So car wash comfort. DN6 can hold 60 degrees of temperature, up to 200 bar. And then we have the other one that I'm using right now. It's a little bit heavier and it can hold 100 degrees Celsius. So, but even then I'm still able to go up 80, 90 meters if I want. So, any ideas about pricing per square meter in different countries? Dalibor, that's impossible.
The variables
really
involved are so many.
Pricing in France is totally different from pricing in Belgium. In Netherlands, it's different. And then you have different rates for different types of soiling. A roof is a different price category than a window, for example, but it depends on how dirty the window is or how dirty the solar panel is. No, it's really €1 per square meter, and on the other end you have maybe €15 a square meter. So it's impossible to give you a number. But the most important thing is the profit margins are there for drone cleaning. So
yeah, especially if you are comparing with the cleaning with scaffolding, or with a platform, or with ropes. In the beginning of this industry, when you are comparing with those solutions, you have a lot of room for margin.
yeah.
When we become comparing drone with drone, then it will be different. But for now, you are comparing with traditional cleaning methods. So there is usually room for a nice margin on your services.
Also bear in mind that most of the work you're going to do with drones is commercial and industrial. Big surfaces, high ticket work. Do not try to compare drone cleaning with the residential window cleaner or something like that. This is
no, for sure. No.
This is something completely different. My colleagues in France will tell me something else, but I don't see drone cleaning being the most rewarding when it comes to the money aspect for residential. I see more customers are also the most receptive in the B2B space. They're more
if the
open.
if the cleaning can be done from the ground with a water-fed pole, run.
Yeah.
It's not for you. It's not for a drone. And have in mind that there are huge water-fed poles.
Yeah, I've seen them as well.
Yeah, but commercial and industrial is for sure the place to be with drone cleaning, because you are opening areas of the market that were closed until drones start to appear. You want the customers that never had the opportunity to clean because it's just too expensive or too hard or too complicated or too unsafe.
Cannot access, scaffolding is way too expensive or impossible. the terrain doesn't support the weight of a big boom lift. Rope access becomes, I know guys that clean wind turbines at 25, 35,000 euro a wind turbine.
With ropes.
2 crews, 4 people, 1 week for a turbine. So you do the math. If you rock up with a drone and you can do that in 2 days with 2 people. Bruno, I don't have soft water now. In this case, it's not possible to use the hydrophobic coating. What happens if I use normal water?
You will probably see some spots, which is what happens with the product is that the polymer will actually bind with the minerals, and you can start to see small white dots on the surface of the glass. Usually, the easiest way to do it is buy an IBC of distilled water. They are usually really cheap. Dump the product in the IBC and pump it to the drone. That's usually the easiest and cheapest way to do it. If you are only doing it if you don't want to do the investment, if you are doing it now and then, not a common stuff for you, buy an IBC of distilled water and you are good to go. Because with an IBC of water, you can cover a lot of surface, because you just want to wet the surface. So the amount of water per square meter is quite low. So an IBC should cover easily 2,000 square meters, something like that. It depends on the surface and how experienced you are with the drone. There are some variables involved, but on the hydrophobic side, 1,000 liters of water will take you a long way for sure.
Yep. Dalibor, flying a drone, leave me alone. Sounds like a t-shirt idea. Give me ideas.
We'll have merchandise from the drone cleaning network.
Yeah. Well,
starting with that one.
Dalibor, gentlemen, you haven't mentioned anything about pricing. Yeah, sorry, we just did.
Yeah.
That it's impossible to answer. Andy, what pumps are you guys using for soft washing? Yeah, that was a good one for our friend Samir, but I think you guys use a lot of these Comet P40 pumps.
Yeah, the Comet prepared for chemicals.
Yeah,
because the way proportional valves used on soft washing system is that they actually suck the water and the bleach and the surfactant into the pump. And the way they adjust the concentration is by strangling the water or strangling the bleach according to the concentration they want. So all the bleach, all the surfactant is going through the pump itself. No, it's not like the power washing system where you are adding the product downstream after the high pressure pump. So we don't need to worry about having a pump that is chemical resistant. When you're using a soft wash system, you really need a water pump that is chemical resistant.
Yeah. Or you use proportioners. That's when you see all these valves that you for your bleach, your soap, and whatnot. Or you do batch mixing.
Batch mixing also.
A container of 60 liters, 100 liters, where you pre-mix all your ingredients.
Yeah, if you are starting, that is probably the best option.
That's the cheapest one.
No complicated system. no 3-4 tanks to have on site, just one, mix everything inside and pump it and you are done.
Yeah.
Of course, you might have some waste, of course, and don't hold on to bleach after being diluted because it goes bad fast.
Yeah.
Because the chlorine evaporates and all that. So any waste of batch mixing, try to avoid it first. And if you have any waste, don't use it afterwards. Just might as well leave it open, wait for all the chlorine to evaporate, and then dump the water, because by that time it's the chlorine is gone.
That was a question from Andy. I don't know where he's from, but send me a message. We have partners in the US, and I'm trying to bring some of the equipment to Europe as well. So I don't know where you're from. These soft wash pumps, they are available on a site here. I don't know the name out of my head, but send me a message. I can show you the road to La La Land. Dalibor, thanks. Okay, no worries. Hydrophobic coating is not recommended for solar, right? No, there are different.
There are specific hydrophobic coatings for solar, because this hydrophobic coating is meant for porous surfaces. The surface needs to be able to absorb the product in order to become hydrophobic. For solar, you can just mix the dissolver defender into the water and clean normally, and it's applied during the cleaning.
Greg mentioned that, guys, nobody here is trying to compare themselves to other services. We're simply looking for ballpark price ranges, so we know which direction to take with our pricing strategy. Greg, the only thing that I can recommend, because this is so country specific, and I have no idea where you're calling from or watching from, come into the network, ask the question. I mean, this is, and I can testify for it. I've been there myself. This is an industry where everybody is helping each other. We are not gatekeeping anything, and especially not with pricing. I mean, if you jump into the network and you ask the question, I have a job, 3,000 square meters, I need to go do this and that, who can help me with pricing? Before you can breathe again, I think you have 5 guys responding to that question. Send me a DM, I'll help you out. I mean, it's in our best interest that we work together. I mean,
yeah, and it's such a young industry, and there's so few drone cleaners still. That's more than enough space for everybody in the industry. But you'll also see that you'll have answers that can be 3 to 4 times different. One can say 5, the next guy can say 20 easily, because his country has higher prices because he has taken into account other stuff. So first, identify all the variables that can change your price, and then try to work out some coefficients in your pricing structure to be faster to get to a price. I can tell you, for example, we are trying to do a quantity estimator for drone cleaning. So far, I've identified 7 different variables that have influence on the quantity of product used per square meter. So it's not easy, but with experience and sharing your doubts with other people, you can learn from them and start doing your own homework to get to your pricing structure.
Yeah. So it's not that we don't want to discuss pricing.
No.
I'm
Let's
down for
do it. Let's do it, but let's do it in the network, because here it will be just. Well, we are already almost 3 hours long. So
Right. Okay.
we need to end
I
this.
wasn't even aware it was almost 9 o'clock here. Okay. Greg, come join us in the network and let's start the
See you
discussion
there.
over there.
Me and Kim and Samir, we are there daily. So feel free to drop by and send us your question.
Let me skim through the last questions here really quick. Are there any info shared about Sora? We can share Sora, but Sora is an application process that you need to go through after you got your specific license in Europe. And that's only for the jobs that require certain safety procedures that are not described in the standard safety scenarios that EASA tells you. So Sora is not a course, Sora is an application process. So, but again, more than happy to do more of this inside the network and organize some webinars and live sessions and Q&A things for you guys. Well, yeah, that was for Arthur. So Arthur, see you in the network. Dalibor, have to go. Thanks again. Yeah, thanks Dalibor for staying with us this long. James as well, thanks for the webinar. Must fly. And Bruno Vaz asks to drop the link once more to the network. So here we go.
It's on the screen.
Thank you. Someone else mentioned great webinar. Thank you guys. Cheers, and thanks for sharing so much tonight. Jose, thanks. Yeah, well, I think we can sum it up right here. Everybody that's still attending, we have 14 people on the call still for 3 hours. Hat off. So thanks a lot. Bruno, thank you for organizing this and with the whole Chemitek team.
Our pleasure. Glad that the chat was able to start working.
Yeah.
For us, it was a new tool also. So the webinar kit, it's a great tool, but it was new for us. So we have a learning curve. Next time will be smoother for sure.
Do I see a URL chemitekdrone.com?
Yeah.
Oh, you finally did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
there are multiple ways to reach out to us, and like I just said, chemitekdrone.com. Feel free to reach out to Chemitek if you have questions. I'm also here to help you with dronecleaningsupply.com, drone cleaning network. We're all here. Just let us know what you need from us. Okay, good.
Thank you, guys.
I think we can wrap this one up after 3 hours now. I can have some dinner.
Yeah, we will send the presentation to you guys. Probably the easiest way will be sending the link to the Canva file, because you'll have the videos working and all that. PDF will be static. And the recording, we'll try to put it on YouTube afterwards.
There will be a replay link available, and then afterwards will be uploaded to YouTube. Yeah.
And we'll probably see some snippets on social media of this webinar.
For sure.
Of the interesting parts. So see you in the network.
Arthur, I don't know, maybe ask the question to Bruno. He's asking if you have a reseller or distributor in Malaysia. But
for the drone range, not yet. So Send us an email at info@chemitek.pt, and I'll put you in contact with our sales manager for Southeast Asia.
Or reach out via LinkedIn. All right.
Or whatever is easier.
Right. Good. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for staying. And thanks to join us in the network very soon. Bye-bye.